We are here at Cleveland Pickleball Center. We are just weeks from opening, and I pulled a 5-0 player, Tom Fallon from Lakewood, just to give him a little sneak peek tour. I really haven't walked many people around this facility, but what we're gonna do today is actually take him through, explain where we're at, how far away we're like really from opening, what's being done. I mean, you can see people working, well, not necessarily behind us, but around the corner from us. So what I'm gonna do is take us in here. The best part of this so far is that actually we just got a road paved. So the city was generous enough to help us out and regenerate the road a little bit because it was bumpy and bad around here. So hopefully we improve some lighting too, because it's all about safety and inviting people in and down the road. Remember, we are at a dead end street. So what you see is directly off 130th Street, dead end right into Crossburn, and you would drive right into this. All right, so as we get in here, then one of the biggest projects we have is finishing the concrete out here. So that'll be coming up. You can see there are 6 holes here going outside the building because we're gonna have 6 EV chargers. Oh, wow. So if you drive your Tesla or whatever EV vehicle you have, they're gonna be right along the front here. So these are the 6 spots we have spec'd out. All right, so what we're in right now is actually, and you may know one of the guys here, I'll introduce you to him shortly. You're in the private corporate space. So what you see is all that framed out, that's all gonna be on drywall. And directly over here is actually gonna be like the observation area. So what you're gonna see here is basically tables, chairs, hello James. Tables, chairs, and gathering spaces over here, overlooking this wall, which is the court. Awesome. You are standing on the court here. And then the idea is you might have a 30-person corporate party that just keeps playing games. They eat and drink and hang out back here. Awesome. So that's really like your luxury space. Got it. This is the premium. Yep. Maybe just because it's private. What do you think's a fair corporate dollar amount for renting that space out?
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, commonly in the market per hour, you know, you can either do it per court or per person, right? If, you know, there's 10 people, 20, 30, 40.
What about an unlimited? Unlimited, but you get the court. So I don't care if you have 1 or 2 or 500.
Okay.
You know, what do you think?
Yeah, and you're saying just for a one-off event primarily?
Yeah, like, hey, I want my company, we have 25 people, we want the court for 3 hours, and we're gonna, you know, we're just gonna gather in the space. We're gonna bring in our own food, but we could get bar, you know, you could get beverages from the bar. Yeah. But you'd have that court for 3 hours.
3 hours, yeah.
What do you think?
Somewhere between $500, $1,000 per house.
Yeah, so maybe like $250, $300 an hour for maybe the private space.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. I think that's what we were talking about. And then maybe that's like an off time. Maybe it could be $200, $300 an hour, but maybe your Friday or Saturday premium time might be a little bit more.
Absolutely.
You know,
Yeah.
All right, so the space we're in right now, there's an office there. We do have an exit door there, and then we have 3 observation windows because that upper little area there was what's gonna look over these 3 courts. So you'll have 1 court there, 1 here, and 1 there. Okay. This little area was too small to put in a court. So we've spec'd this out to be basically like your little dink area.
Okay.
That's it. You're gonna play, and maybe you're gonna play off the wall, but I can just envision, you know, 10 people kind of warming up here and playing off these walls. So that's what I see here. It's just too small. And then on the back of the courts here, there's gonna be all kinds of netting. So, you know, the court is about 60, so between these pillars are 20s. Okay. So 20, 40, 60 puts us right about here, and there'll be some type of fencing and something back here. Okay. And then this is kind of the walkway and the practice area.
Gotcha. I like the practice area because if you're paying, you want to be there right on the minute, and people will show up early and kind of be standing around. Now you got a place to warm up, put your shoes on, all that stuff.
Do you charge for practice time?
I would maybe say not, because at least you're giving people a place to come in and hang out. Obviously keep the place looking busy, and as well as, you know, people coming to pay to practice. I think you would assume having a net or having a ball machine, having something like that would warrant pricing. Okay. Well, but then you could come here and practice for no charge. So that's maybe something also, we let you in the facility without even signing a waiver yet or playing. Yes. So that's some of my holdup, where it's almost like, even if it's $5 to come in, and then, you know, when you get on, but right.
I don't know, something to think about.
Yeah, no, 100%.
We've already sprayed over 1,000 gallons of paint. So you can see lots and lots of paint around here because it was like really bad. We had to grind a lot, we painted a lot. So it doesn't look like it's $1 million worth of paint, but it feels like it, that's for sure. So what you're in here is in just 2 more. Again, I'm looking at all these of pretty much premium courts.
Right.
Because I'm putting 1 court here and 1 court on this side. And this whole middle section here is actually gonna be between 4 more courts, and these 2 courts is all like a turf table and tabletop tennis.
Okay, and the 2 here are going long ways on both sides?
Yes. So yeah, because it doesn't fit this way.
Right.
So it's just long.
Yeah, just eyeballing it, it looked like they had to go down that way. It seems like most, like, do you know the dimension you're going for on each of your courts?
30 by 60 was our goal.
Okay.
We're gonna get bigger than that.
Yeah.
The only one that's tighter are those over there, which I think are a little under 30.
Sure.
Like a foot, like I think they're 29 feet.
Yep.
But I mean, we're talking 30 by 60, and this is bigger than
Probably
that.
bigger than
I mean,
that.
this is 50 by 60.
Yeah.
And this one's 48 or something by 60. They're huge.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of room. So we're thinking chairs or high tops or other things to just have people around or do something. There's going to be, this is not, we were originally looking at putting them between the 20-foot pillars.
Right.
And you could do it.
Right.
It's just, I don't want that to be in your court play.
Sure.
But we could have put 20 courts in here.
Right.
So we chopped it down to 10 and did much larger courts, which I think are desirable in the long run, but the problem is we can't fit the quantity.
Sure.
But I mean, what do you think? So, you'll see all this gets drywalled.
Yep.
You can see that started,
Yep.
all framed, and then all we did was put a tarp over this because the insulation and everything is just like a standing seam roof is what's actually here. It's just it's similar to this.
Yeah.
To make it look nicer, all we did was tarp it in. Really reflective.
Yep.
More lights. You can see just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 high bay lights just in this section. I mean, I think by the time we turn the light switch on, it's going to be nuts. Just the amount of power.
As far as the court sizing goes, I think the biggest issue in private pickleball today is people coming in, how can I maximize the amount of money that my facility's making? More courts. Let's jam all these courts into small spaces.
Yeah.
That is not a good environment for the player. It's very dangerous, more injuries. I love the approach you're taking as far as, hey, let's just have a little bit of extra room. Some people will have 20 courts in a facility, 18 of them are jammed in, and then they call 2 of them championship courts. People only want to play on those 2.
Yeah.
It seems to me like all of yours will be championship courts, which is awesome.
Oh, that's something. Well, let me take you over here too, just so I can show you this. But with respect to not doing 20 courts and cramming them in here, the cost has significantly gone up to actually think about a return or, so I'm having a trouble with I don't want a $2,000 a year membership.
Right.
But I do want the most amount of people in here. So what do you think is an optimal amount of yearly membership cost just to have our standard membership?
Yeah.
What do you think the most people will come here and buy like today? Hey, I just want to buy this.
Yeah, what I've seen commonly is obviously there's like tiered approaches.
Yeah.
You can pay
Extra passes or
guest passes, and some people you pay once annually and you don't pay another dime throughout the rest of the year. Maybe you pay half of that large annual fee and then you're paying a couple of dollars here and there to book a court. It's really just the pay-as-you-go model or all-in-one.
What's a sweet spot, you think?
Yeah.
Just like your average run-of-the-mill membership.
Sure.
What do you think?
Typically you're seeing something on an annual basis, at least $700, if not up to $1,300, $1,400, $1,500. I've seen things above $2,000 as well in some of the crazier areas.
I think our competition, though, local to at least this area, is pushing maybe $1,200 or $1,300.
Yep.
Which, I don't know. I haven't really put a final number on it yet,
Sure,
but I think we're going to be a little more competitive than that.
Yep.
Because we want to see, I'd rather see hundreds of people coming in here a day than, maybe just a slimmer number.
Well,
I want a lot of people to come in and out to see and experience.
Definitely. And something I'm sure you'll probably entertain doing is like the founders memberships as well. So the first 100, the first 200, 300 people get that discounted annual rate to incentivize them coming in here and spreading the good news about the club.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I brought you over here and outside because our future thought was maybe putting a couple out here
Okay.
because it was a nice isolated area, but I mean, it's really just raw construction. I mean, there's nothing out here. So we are speccing 3 to 4 out front, depending on where our parking spots will land.
Okay.
And then maybe an additional 2 or 3 back here.
Awesome.
So really, we say 10 inside for sure.
Yeah.
But we could have 4 out there and 3 out here, so we might have 7 more outside.
Right. Right.
But I really didn't want to say, hey, look, we're looking for 17 courts. I'm really just trying to be conservative and say, hey,
Yeah.
we're gonna have a few out, definitely 10 in, but I think more to come out there.
Awesome.
Definitely.
It's fantastic to have the, you know.
That's what I was thinking, because like even today, I mean, I think I'd rather be playing outside, but you know what, the sun or too much heat, you know, gets in people's eyes, or it's too hot, or you know, whatever. They're always complaining.
Yeah.
You know, so we're trying to make the most accommodating. But as we're walking through here too, yeah, this is definitely what we saw as the premium court. Premium, you know, highest ceilings, best everything. Actually, we're gonna go around because I want to show you just out here real quick, and then we'll end over here. What we'll see here from this perspective is courts running east to west, or running north to south rather, not east to west, so the sun isn't in your eye.
Yep.
Like right now if we're playing. So we're running courts this way. So this will actually be a patio and the entryway.
Okay.
Then you got just the garage door and exit door to the patio here. And then that door will actually be your main door coming into the facility. So you'll come in, you'll walk down here, you'll come in there, and then you'll be looking at these 3 or 4 courts we put in right here. But then you can hang out at the patio that would be right here watching those.
Right. Okay.
So that'll give you an idea. And then everything up over there is all parking lot. And then beyond that curve you see there is basically, that's kind of where it stops. So that's kind of what we're thinking. But we might take it to the edge of the building and then work our way right to here to call it the 60 feet or whatever, or 70 feet. I mean, we're putting a lot of room in these courts. Like you said, it's not 20 by 40. You know, we're not standing there like this.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing we could do, because you might get all the customers you want once. They're not coming back. And we're not about to do that. So we'll make it nice. We'll have those outdoor courts. There's going to be space. And then we're also going to leave the garage doors, because I always like leaving them. And then we'll be working our way in here, but really, I know they're working in here, so this might be a little difficult, but I want to show you a little bit about this. But we actually poured this countertop. So I don't know if you can tell that, but we actually poured this whole floor and everything. But all of this is poured. So this is, well, yeah. So you're walking in here to the bar to check in, and maybe a little mix. But we're gonna have a lot of bar stools, TVs, retail space, so there's gonna be some items to buy there. You know, you got the window, the garage door, and then the door to the patio, all in here. So it's gonna be a little bit of a mix of a bar, pro shop, and check-in. But it's gonna be a heavy fluid area, and then you can kind of diverge this way. Go private that way, go public into the courts that way. We're not far off from this either. We're gonna polish this and finish it up, like maybe as early as this week. So, but I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, they actually poured all this, and this is all, I mean, if you feel like this is, this
casing around it.
yeah, so like I mean, this is cool, because it was like literally, you know, the concrete truck came here, and then they grind and polish this, and it's gonna look really good. Very large countertop too, to really serve for the bar needs, but also check in. I mean, I think it's gonna be good. Our plans are a little fluid, because things are always changing a little bit. But we also sprayed that black. The retail space in the bar and check-in everywhere, that's all getting black insulation now, because that's painted black and we're done. Now we're just gonna seal this up and close it and be done. And then start the floor. So I mean, just kind of some neat spaces. I know they're working in that other room, the other half of where we started. So we can't go in there right now, but I just wanted you to at least look and see our other guys here running all of the cameras, the internet, the phone. That's one of our other guys running around. Then you saw we had the painters. Then you have the guys working on the floor, and then the other ones are working on the pipe coming in.
Got it.
So, and then the drywallers were here earlier, but they must have left. So literally today we had, I don't know, 15 people working in here. Yeah, I mean, how else are we going to get a 40,000 square foot facility done?